Hey, what's going on? This is the podcast. I'm Virgil, aka Soap, and I'm here with a very, very, very special guest. And by that I mean he has Down syndrome. I've been talking about this guy since the beginning of this podcast. He's been a friend of mine since I started this stupid comedy thing. The one and only Fazio.
Thanks for that. Thank you. Thanks for that introduction. So
I thought it was nice. So how you doing? What are you up to?
I'm doing good. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, as in like you're not wearing pants?
Yeah, just chilling out. I just got done masturbating before I made this call.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's why you had that glow in your eyes on the video for a minute there. That was nice.
Yeah, well, I thought it was the Down syndrome coming back. Like you had said, normally it's not noticeable, but every so often
it happens in phases.
I'll twitch, or I'll say something like "fuck people" or "screw black people."
Isn't that more like Tourette's?
No.
Okay, well, it doesn't.
It's very
matter.
ignorant of you to say that.
I apologize to all the Portuguese people out there in the world right now. So you've been doing shows, right?
Yeah, I'm doing shows. Recently had my first non-open mic gig at the Comedy Store.
Awesome.
Which was great.
I haven't even had that yet.
Had a great show. I think I was one of the better guys there, which was a nice change since a few months before that I was not doing as well as I'd like. But it's convincing me that maybe this comedy is actually starting to work out.
Did you get paid?
No.
No, but it wasn't an open mic, so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, it was an invite. I don't consider, going to an open mic as performing at a club. I know some people will do that. Like, he's performed at the Laugh Factory. It's like you performed the open mic at the Laugh Factory. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. You know who was hella hot back in the day?
Who?
Joan Jett.
Yeah, she was.
She was fucking gorgeous. Man, she was a hot dyke. Yeah, the Comedy Store. Was this in Los Angeles or Long Beach?
It was Los Angeles. It was Hollywood, yeah.
Hollywood, West Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one that's owned by John Lovitz?
No, that's the one at Studio City. That's John Lovitz's comedy club.
Oh well, yeah, that makes sense. Dumbass, stupid thing. What a dumb thing to say.
It's an interesting club, John Lovitz's. I actually like the Comedy Store. I know a lot of people like, oh, it's up now, it's a piece of shit, but I've always had pretty good experiences at the Comedy Store. So I haven't had that bad thing happen to me yet that all the other comics here is going to happen. Well, I like the Comedy Store.
I think a lot of the bad stuff that I recall hearing happened in the comedy boom of the 90s where the promoter would just kind of rip people off.
That still happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it still happens.
That still happens at comedy clubs.
I'm sure it does, but not in the abundance, because who gives a shit about comedy? I mean, it's not like a booming... I mean, it's not that big of a deal, you know?
Well, it's still... I mean, it is kind of having a resurgence because what they always say is that comedy always sells well during economic depressions, which is what we're having right now in these last few years, because since the deficit or whatever they're calling it now, comedy's been on the rise.
Has it? I honestly haven't noticed. I really haven't.
It's I mean, you probably.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't give a shit.
Comedy Central hasn't done as many other specials, but people seem to be really liking stand up, and it seems like it's booming, at least for somebody. Not for me. I'm not getting paid to do it yet, but I guess it's a process.
Not for me either. Not for anyone that. Alex gets paid. Alex White. Plug him right quick.
He does it a lot.
He
does it more than me, which I'm kind of jealous of.
I think he's in New York right now.
Is he in New York? That's great.
I think he's touring. He's doing something. Alex White, look him up. He's a really good comedian. Very low key, highbrow. He's a good guy.
I worked with Alex back. We both went to UC Santa Barbara, and that's where I met him. And
at Laughology.
At Laughology, which we were both part of. Give a little plug to Laughology there. It's UCSB's premier comedy club, and really I think the best college comedy club in America. I just can sing its praises all day. And I met some guys I still work with there, like Damien, who I know you've had on your show.
Yeah.
I met there, and then Alex White, who again just really funny guys, really creative guys that even like with Damien, like he's really into film. I'm sure you talked about with him. He's a writer. And it's a breeding ground for just really talented guys and girls. It's just one of those places that I just can't speak highly enough of.
Yeah, I wish I had a reason to be there, but I have no reason. I mean, like
go to school, go back to school.
No,
or
I'm not going to school. I'm not doing that. I dropped out of college 4 times. I'm never going back.
It's not for everybody. Even like for me, like I just wanted to get it done. Like I didn't really care what like my grades were. I just wanted to have that diploma, and I knew it wasn't going to do anything for me because I'm a comedian and I'm trying to get into the film industry, with like PA jobs. So I knew like a college degree was going to do nothing. But.
So you're like Louis C.K. was heavily into film before he got really immersed in comedy, and he's still heavy into film. So you're kind of that kind of thing.
Film was like the first thing I really wanted to do.
Yes, yeah. So it sounds very reminiscent of Louis C.K.
Which is, I really like Louis C.K. and I think he has a real understanding of film. Hell, I even liked Pootie Tang, which you wrote and directed.
It's a cult hit now. The only reason why it was bad is because of the editors.
Yeah, which makes sense. The pacing is definitely off in the film, but I really like Louis C.K. Even like guys like Ben Stiller. Who really wanted to do film before being like a comedy actor. Like I remember hearing interviews of him where he wanted to be kind of on the backstage, but he kind of got thrusted in as an actor. And film is like really what I want to do. I love comedy. Comedy was for me like an escape. It was something that gave me an identity, which is why I like to do it. But push come to shove, writing and directing, it's kind of the top of my list. I just do comedy more, and I seem to be more successful at it.
Yeah, the easiest ways to get into film is to either be a model for some reason, be a model or a comic. It's like the best criteria to making it in the film industry is by not being in the film industry. It doesn't make any sense.
It's so competitive, though. That's what's really hard about it.
Yeah, that's horseshit.
Fuck that. But it's not the same kind of competitive as like finding a film job or even just being a normal actor. It's a different kind of competition. There's rivalry, and there's a sense of camaraderie where you're all kind of just in a shit bucket together, and you kind of all accept it.
Yeah.
It's just really hard because you see these guys and who really want to do it. They've been doing it for years, and I kind of have to like pinpoint like who's going to make it. And most of them just kind of are the same. And it really is sad, like, seeing these comics, go up every single night. Like, they're not much different from every other comic I've seen. Which makes me kind of think, like, how hard it must be to get that, like, unique identity or that unique style of telling jokes.
What exactly, sorry to interrupt, but that's a good point. What exactly is the similar trait that you see?
It's, most comics are trying to be like the other comics that they see on TV. The big ones that I see are like the Louis C.K. guys who are, telling about their life and trying to be casual with it, which has, highs and lows of success. And the other one is a lot of guys want to be Bill Hicks. That seems to be really popular right now. And the problem with trying to be like Bill Hicks is that most comics can't get that honesty. Which is what makes Bill Hicks and Louis C.K. great comics, is that you really believe what they're saying. These other guys, you can tell they're kind of being a smartass, and you don't.
Just for the sake of it.
Just arguing, yelling, just to argue and yell. You can tell like they're not like dying on the inside like Louis C.K. and Bill Hicks are. And there's actually a third type of comic, which I've talked to you about, is that the nerdy white comic is getting really popular. Yeah,
I can't stand that. What is that guy? Kroll? What is his name?
A Kroll from
He's got a show now. I can't stand him.
I like him on The League because he plays that character really well. But I can never see
that's a good
goofy Jewish guy. Like,
that's a good show. Yeah, that's a good show. Everybody in that show is good.
Yeah.
But I cannot stand his stand-up. It just irritates the shit out of me. He's kind of
he's a pompous asshole character, and he plays it great.
The League is a great show.
Seriously, because I'm always going to think of him as that douchebag.
Yeah, but it gets to the point where it's just not funny. I mean, who's that guy from 30 Rock who wears the glasses and has like the mullet and the hat?
Oh, what is his name? I know who you're talking about though. He's a comic also.
Yeah, I know, but when you're a character, it's like, really, you want to be Andrew Dice Clay? What? I just can't respect that.
Is he like Andrew Dice Clay?
Well, no, but I mean, he's a facade. He's not real. It's just he's a fictional character, and it's just kind of gross.
You know, the guy I really like is the younger single guy on the league, who I guess he broke up with his wife or something. Is kind of his story. You know, I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Younger, kind of good-looking-ish guy.
Yeah, no homo. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But he's a really good actor. He was recently in a film, Safety Not Guaranteed. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
But he played the lead in that, and he did a fantastic job. Like he's actually, and then he even did a bit part in Zero Dark 30, actually. So he's actually doing pretty well.
I haven't seen that either. I haven't even seen The Hobbit yet.
Fuck The Hobbit. It's not that good.
Really?
It's like Lord of the Rings light.
Yeah. I'm assuming by the third one it will be good because they're bringing in Legolas and Aragorn.
Well, the problem with the book is, like, nothing happens in the book. Like, I read the book when I was a kid. Like, literally 3 things happen, and 2 already happened in the first movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all about getting the ring and then getting the Smaug or whatever. Yeah.
Because the ring isn't important in The Hobbit because, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien hadn't decided that the ring was going to be, like, that important yet when he wrote The Hobbit, so they kind of have to add all the stuff, and they add a bunch of stuff that didn't happen in the book. But mainly what happens in the book is that they fight some trolls.
The ones that they turn them to stone, right?
They turn to stone. Yeah. Bilbo has a riddle fight with Gollum, and then they kill Smaug. Like, those are the 3 things that happen in the book. And I think it's like a war or something that's briefly...
Yeah, there's a war. There's actually... I don't know if you saw the animated film from the 70s.
God, years ago.
That was such a good... It was so cool.
It was good.
It was so cool. It was... there was a scene where... in the animated film, Bilbo was like sleeping. He was wearing the ring invisible so he could sleep. Yeah. And he was taking a nap under a tree, and then some Gondorian guy like got thrust upon him, and he was like, "Oh, I got hit in the head. I was knocked out for hours. What's going on?" I thought that was hilarious. It was a lot of it was funny.
It was really well, and for a while, I mean, that was really the definitive version of Lord of the Rings until Peter Jackson came along.
Yeah, Fellowship was my favorite personally.
I like the third one. Even I mean, multiple endings aside, I really think that they hit their stride with that third movie.
But they didn't, even with the extended edition of the third one, they didn't Return of the King. They didn't have the Return to Hobbiton as it was with Sharky and Wormtongue. You know, that's a huge.
I mean, there. You know, I mean, it's all about. I mean, it's when you adapt to a film, you have to give kind of sacrifices like that. And Peter Jackson cut a lot of stuff out.
Yeah,
and
he
also
did.
Cut a lot of stuff in. You know, I think he did a really good job with it.
I think it's a conspiracy. I know. I'm one of those.
Conspiracy.
I'm turning into one of those guys. I think. You know why I think it's a conspiracy? Because that whole part when Hobbiton becomes industrial emphasizes the idea of globalization and how horrible that is. And God forbid you promote that in Hollywood.
Industrialization?
Not just that, just globalization. Just turning the world into the Borg. That's what that all was about. Like Tolkien wrote what he saw. He saw his landscape being destroyed by child labor and industry.
I don't remember there being any industrialization in Hobbiton.
There is. When the hobbits get back at the end of the story, they get back to Bag End and everything, and it's completely overrun with machines. And Sharky, who is the masquerading name of Sauron, he's masquerading as some politician or something, and he's still working with Wormtongue. And the hobbits get back, and then Wormtongue finally finds some humanity. See, this is what pissed me off, because in the Two Towers
was cut almost completely from it. They just kind of dropped him.
But yeah, I know. But they left the scene in where he was crying when the army of the orcs was being built, and that to put that in and not close it off with him redeeming himself by killing Saruman, it's completely asinine. There's no sense to it.
I'm with it.
What are you, in the bathroom? Jesus Christ, where are you? Get it.
I'm trying to find more wine in this house. Drank the little bit that was left in this bottle.
Well, this little thing is not known for its professionalism, so whatever. I'm fine with that. Excuse me.
I drank this stuff. I don't know what it is. It tastes like cooking wine. I gotta read it again.
Hey, I finally got to see your performance at ALA, and
it was awful. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, really? Do you really not want to talk about it?
No, let's talk about it. 'Cause I just really thought it was awful that night.
I still enjoyed it, but I think I don't know what happened because you weren't bad. I don't know what happened. It's like, well,
actually, I thought about it afterwards. I do know what happened is that I had a slow start, and I'm finding, and I really figured this out when I did the Comedy Store show, is that when I have a fast start or like a more energetic start, then it hits more with the rest of my act. But that one, I was trying to do like this weird stuff with like a fucking puppet doll or whatever, and I was trying to do all this. But if I come up on the stage like with high energy, then it seems to work better for me.
Well, as long as that's what you are. Like my what I always try to do is open up with something completely bizarre. Not necessarily, it doesn't even have to be funny. It just has to be something that shakes you off of your mind. And then it's like going into the military and then getting yelled at immediately. It's like depersonalization. I try to destroy who you think you are, so I could get you on track to be who I want you to be.
That's what works really well for you.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
And for me, I think I was just kind of in a confusing place because a lot of my favorite comics are the ones that kind of do what you do, which bring them to that state, and a lot of them are very slow start comics like Mitch Patel or Louis C.K., who kind of have like this slow, kind of like they take their time with everything, which I really like, and they have like these voices, and they have this whole act that they do. And I for a while I was trying to imitate that, and then I kind of just realized when I did those Comedy Store shows that's not me, even though I really like those guys. Mm-hmm. And I realized that I'm the faster, more energetic comic.
I completely agree and understand what you mean. Like when I started, I tried to. Everyone does that. If you say you don't do it as a comic, you're full of shit. Everyone imitates their idols.
Even Bill Hicks, when he started out, people said he was just
George
like
Carlin.
Woody Allen, actually. He did a lot of Woody Allen.
Oh, yeah. Woody Allen was really funny, too. It's just, like, his actual stand-up was really good.
I used to have a greatest hits of him doing stand-up, and it was really good.
He's such a funny Jew child fucker.
He invented all that. I mean, really, like that nervous Jew stuff. I mean, he was one of the first guys to do that.
Yeah. Well, you know what the thing is? I don't think he invented it. It was just him. He brought himself.
And he was that weird guy.
He is. I think he's not dead. He still is. Yeah. That's something that I think a lot of people have to take note. Like, this anime comedy thing is becoming way too big for its britches, and I think people are copying other people way too much, and they got to realize that if you're gonna do this thing, it's not for shits and giggles. It's because you really want to do it, and if you really want to do it, you got to discover what it is you do. You know, because for a long time I wanted to be Greg Giraldo. And I learned I'm not Greg Giraldo. I'm fucking
you do share a lot with Greg Giraldo now that I think about it.
I don't think so because he has a lot of a faster delivery. Like when I'm angry, I'm a lot faster and I just rant. But a lot of the times I'm really slow and kind of like deadpan. And Greg Giraldo was not deadpan. He was just great. But I take that as a huge compliment. Why do you think that?
I mean, just thinking about it, I don't know. Some of the mannerisms, I think, are similar. I agree, though, that you have a very unique act, which I'm actually very jealous of. Because I really think you are one of the few comics, just like the casual comics that I know, like that really has like their act down. I don't know if you would. I'm sure you would probably disagree and say, continually working on it, which is fine. But I really feel like you're on the right track to being one of those great character comics.
Yeah, but it's not a character. It's
you. I know it's you, but it's such like a specific persona. I mean, like you mentioned, like Andrew Dice Clay, had a very specific persona. Whether you think he was funny or not, I mean, I didn't really think it was that funny.
No, I don't think so either.
You know, but he had a very specific, like, everybody, like, Andrew Dice Clay, you automatically thought, like, do, you know, however he talked, you know, like, and even like Louis C.K., you think the same way, and then, like, even all the comics were, like, Jerry Seinfeld, Ron White, all the big-name comics, you get a very specific image of their head, like, oh, yeah, like, and you have that, and that's a very good thing.
Oh, thank you, I really appreciate that. A couple of years ago after, I think it was the year I lost to you. No, it wasn't. It was in 2011.
Well, 2010 is
was when I lost to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't. This was 2011, and I was passing by some fan, I guess, and she was like, "Oh, you're really funny," and blah blah blah, and then I just responded naturally, and it blew her away. She was like, "Wow, you're really like that," and then I lost her as a fan. I guess people think
you can't please everybody.
People think it's fake. I'm not faking it. I might be embellishing what I'm saying, but this is who, it's who, you gotta go up there and be who you are, in my opinion. You can't be something else. You can't act. Actors act. If you want to act, get into acting. If you want to do comedy, do comedy. I don't know.
Well, I think it's interesting though, because for me, like, I'm always at my best when I'm playing a very exaggerated version, of myself. I mean, you know that when you see me act, you see me do like all this weird. Even when I was doing like the druggy stuff when I was first starting out, like I was
that's actually kind of who you are. I mean,
it's weird.
I don't want to make you feel bad, but you're kind of really like that.
I do this thing now. I'm trying this personality on stage where I act, where I'm obviously nerdy, but I try to downplay it, like by saying that I'm not nerdy, or whatever, by trying to act like almost like pseudo bro. And it's been working pretty well for me because people think it's pretty funny. I like to confuse the audience. I don't want to give them an exact image of who I am. I want them to freak out a little bit. I like when the audience is guessing whether or not I actually mean the crazy things that I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how my comedy works.
At this point, I mean, we're all there. It's all experimental right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people that are into the anime comedy thing they're just not experimenting. They're just kind of copying. I think it's what I see. Like,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with copying, like when you first start out, but eventually you have to move on from that.
You saw last year when I won. That was the worst year ever.
Everybody was doing the same fucking jokes, and I
know, and it made me
even beyond the fact that they were dumb racist jokes, which you know I have a problem with that.
But that's the thing that I do. That's what I do. I'm an asshole. You know what I mean?
But your racist jokes aren't dumb. They're actually smart. So I can...
But it made me...
That's why they're funny.
It made me feel really bad that everyone else was kind of doing it also. And I felt like throwing out my entire act and improvising.
I mean, it's like how I felt for a while when I was doing open mics. Like, everybody was doing all the white guy comics. I saw like, oh, I'm a nerd. I can't get a girlfriend. Ha, ha, ha. I'm like, well, it's like every fucking joke I have. I can't keep doing this. I'm not going to stand out from these other guys.
If it's true, but you just got to be honest, in my opinion. You just got to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never had a problem getting a girlfriend, but I don't talk about it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I just talk about the horse shit that I...
For me, being honest is just kind of telling jokes that I want to tell. I mean, there's a certain style, and there's certain things that I'm just more interested in.
Like?
For me, it comes from my film background where I like to create stories and I like to create characters because my life was never very interesting. I mean, like you fucking know, I grew up in Malibu.
Yeah. What a drag growing up in Malibu.
I have nothing bad. I have no bad stories about my life. Like, oh, my parents beat me. Like, no, they didn't. My parents loved me, and it was great.
What a horrible life you must have had.
About.
Yeah, just growing up with a loving family and living in Malibu. God, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's suicide for comedy.
It really is. The only thing I really had was that I was bullied a lot, but even then, I can only go so far with that. And I mean, that's where really I got comedy was that being funny stopped the bullies from picking on me.
That's funny because that's how a lot. Either you fight back or you make them laugh. That's something that I noticed that works. I was a bully, so I didn't really make anyone laugh except for myself.
I was like a panda bear. I was like so soft, cuddly. I was nice to everybody. I never swore.
Pandas are not nice.
And now I'm completely different. I'm fucking scared all the time.
Pandas are not nice.
You're right.
They're
You're
horrible.
You're right. They're very dangerous.
They're awful, horrible creatures that all need to be eviscerated and eradicated.
They deserve to be extinct.
They've earned it. I think we should let them go.
It's done. We're done with them. Got a new panda bear that has more color.
I mean,
like a rainbow panda bear.
They don't even turn each other on enough to actually, breed. So they're obviously they signed the death warrant. They're ready to go. Why are we trying?
You should put that in a joke. That's actually pretty funny.
It is what it is.
Bears will turn themselves on.
It is what it is.
That's pretty funny.
Do you got any shows coming up that you want to plug?
Not at the moment. Right now, I'm trying to find some work, and all that. But I mean, for me, it's just hard. Being in Malibu, hanging out, staying with my parents, and all that.
Yeah, it's really hard being in Malibu with all these girls.
I hate my
money.
life. I hate everything. I can't complain about anything in my life.
You know how many people who listen to this are like yelling at you right now?
Everybody hates me, and I accept it. Honestly.
All three of them
should hate me because I'm a terrible fucking. I hate my life.
My life is so easy. I hate it. Oh, shut up.
There's no goddamn.
Shut up.
It was interesting for me growing up because I never wanted to be that spoiled guy that brags about their family and all that. Because I knew a lot of guys like that. Even just going to Malibu High School. Which was quote unquote a public school, but everybody was fucking rich in there, and a lot of people much more well off than my family was, and my family was fucking upper middle class and shit, and they were always like had this air about them that they were better than everybody, and this quality like, I so rich, I get every video game I want, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I kind of get whatever I want to, but I don't want people to know about that. I never wanted to be that guy, who's like rubbing it in, who like, even like my friends, like I talk to Damien because Damien grew up in, much poorer circumstances than me. And he's like talking about it, and I say like, I'm not going to even pretend like I understand what you're talking about. And he respects that because I'm not going to try and be like, oh, I get what you're thinking because you were homeless. He's like, no, I don't fucking understand that shit. I was fucking raised in perfection and shit.
So that would explain why. That would explain why he's funnier. But be that as
it's funnier than me. I agree with that.
No, I always thought you were funny. You the first time when you had a guitar, you said you weren't funny. You said that was like one of your worst shows. I laughed.
Well, for me, I felt so cheap doing my drug audition. Like people was like, that was so funny. Like I wasn't telling jokes. I was even like then when I wasn't a professional comic or quote unquote, like a good comic. I felt like cheap. Doing like easy, like, oh, I'm on drugs. What's this? I felt cheap even back then.
You had some funny jokes. I mean, like they're the kind of things that a lot of like you could see on TV. Like
it's slow burn stuff, and like I talked about before, is that my slow burn doesn't go over as well. It's probably because my personality is just more energetic, and I think when we're talking about being honest with who we are, like I want to go to that hyper place. And I guess for a while I didn't like that because hyper comics kind of were getting a bad name with guys like Dane Cook, and I'm kind of ruining that idea. So for a while I felt that was bad, but then I kind of came back to it and said, okay, I'm not like Dane Cook. I'm doing something different with my energy.
Yeah, as long as you are what you are, you're not gonna be matched.
Right.
Even if you suck.
I agree.
If you suck the way you suck, you're gonna get your audience. I mean,
yeah, it's an interesting way to put it.
It's the truth. If you suck at comedy, but you suck the way you suck, you're still going to get an audience, and maybe at some point you're going to realize maybe I shouldn't be doing comedy, but you just got to be honest to yourself. You really have to.
I think I do well enough, often enough, where I can kind of keep pursuing it. I feel like I have an idea. I feel like I have a good sense of what's funny and what's not. And I can really tell like when I do bad. I think that's really important when you're a comic is you need to understand, like when it's your fault. Mm-hmm. And it's not just the audience, because sometimes it is the audience. I mean, we can all admit that sometimes you get a bad crowd and they're not laughing what you're saying. But other times you kind of have to say, okay, how did I screw this up?
I like bad crowds.
I think it's great. Like I remember I'll see these shows where like nobody's laughing and the headliner will come up and they're all just on their floor just crying out. It's like the funniest thing they've ever seen. And I think there's a real skill at that, and that blows me away when a guy can come in and bring like a dead audience back to life. And I want to get to that point. I really do.
I love dead audience. Because if you're going to just sit there and look, I'm going to, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to make you as miserable as I am. That's how I see it. I'm not good enough. I don't have that kind of compassion to try to turn it around. If you're already suffering, I want to twist the knife. You know what I mean?
And that's what works really well for you. Like, really, you're the only guy that I really know that gets like that dark comedy and really makes it work. I know other dark comics, but they're kind of like, what's he saying? They got a bit of a smugness to them. Which I mean, you may argue that you do have a smugness and you enjoy that and all that, but again, it's genuine. Like when we watch you like suffering and you're making the audience suffer, like we know that's you. You're not faking that, and it's that honesty that makes us laugh.
I consider my performance at ALA Bombing Act, and I had so much fun doing it.
And that's all that matters.
The only reason why I was doing it the way that, because I wanted to do what you do. What you do is interact with the audience. I've never done that. I don't interact with the audience. So that's all I wanted to do, and I did it, and it sucked, and I loved it. It was awesome. I love doing that.
Yeah, and the problem though with interacting with the audience is that doesn't get you on TV.
I don't give a shit.
Fuck
TV.
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit more. I don't know. I'm trying to get on TV.
Yeah. Well, different worlds. Like, I'm actually doing everything I can to make sure that I don't get on TV.
I think that's great because I think you work better in your own kind of niche thing. But I feel like with the stuff that I'm saying, is very pop. I don't really try to get as dark as you do, even because for me that's just not who I am. I've never really been a dark comic, even though I really like those kind of comedians. And
that's what I was saying at the bar. You're out of everyone that we work with. If you can call it work, you're the only one that's actually going to get to that point.
I mean, again, I don't like. I mean, stuff like that. I don't like to jinx it and like really.
It's not a jinx. It's the only logical conclusion. Do you really think? I mean, no disrespect to him, but do you think G is going to be on Comedy Central? Ever?
If he can calm down a little bit, maybe. I mean, really, that's the only thing I think that's really holding G back is the fact that he freaks out before every single show. He really needs to have more confidence.
I wonder why that is, because he's an entertainer. He does voice acting, so I don't know. Maybe
he's really talented. Like, he's really fucking funny, and he's got great presence, and he knows how to perform well. I mean, he's got that. Again, he does like the voice acting, and he does the cosplay. So he should be really comfortable in front of an audience. So it's weird to think how he can get nervous like that.
He is really good with the audience that we're always in front of. I mean, I think he's the best one there for that particular audience. And
that's an interesting point because I would agree with that because he's really comfortable with that nerd audience. But I wonder how comfortable he would be to like a bar crowd or like a comedy store crowd.
Yeah, and that's exactly like. Do you know Doug Stanhope?
Yeah.
I want to do what he does.
He's a fucking great comic.
I want to do what he does. I don't necessarily. I mean, I'm pretty sure at one point I'm going to get myself ostracized from the mainstream comedy community, and I accept it.
That's real easy to do.
Yeah, and I accept it, and I want to perform at rock clubs, like right after goth musicians. That's where I belong. You know what I mean? Like the intermission between really shitty bands, this asshole that comes up in a studded spiked clothing and a skirt who just talks shit to you. That's what I do, and I want to do that. I don't really want to be at the comedy store.
I think you can do that.
But there's no money in it. I'm gonna die, young and broke and depressed. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be terrible. But
I think you'll find an audience, and I think once you get going, I think you'll at least be comfortable. I feel like you could make a living doing comedy. It's just getting to that point.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard, and like you get into the legal aspects. Like, I need an agent. Do I need a manager or do I not? And it's like I don't even want to think about it. Can I pay someone to think about it for me?
Sure.
And no, I can't because I can't afford it. I'm just done with working at a day job. I want to do this. I want to like tour constantly, you know.
That's where we're all at, and as you know, it's a process. I mean, you got to suffer a lot. You got to.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
You gotta brown nose all these guys.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Dick? All right. That's fair.
See, I think that's like a lot of people say Patrice O'Neal, who is another one of my idols. He was what stopped him from being famous. And I think I understand that because I refuse to do the tap dance. I'm not going to be in Hollywood. Even if I do move down to L.A. And get a good gig, if they want me to like come out to a Lady Gaga song, I'm going to like just walk off, leave. And yeah, I might lose a contract, but I'm not. It's like, fuck it. You know, I'm not doing that shit.
In the long run, I think that's going to be better. You know,
but it won't. Financially, it will not. It will kill me. And but you know, but at the same time, I'm okay with getting a day job. It's not like I haven't worked. You know, so I think that's my saving grace is that I'm humble enough to get a shitty job. I don't know.
I think all you need is some kind of special, like some kind of TV thing, and I think you'll be set.
Only if it's on FX or HBO, because I'm not going to be on Comedy Central. Yeah, like the conversation just kind of stopped. I think I hit a nerve.
That's fair. Yeah, well, whatever. Fuck Comedy Central.
I mean, Workaholics. I don't want to be associated with those cunts. I know you like them. I don't.
I like the show.
I can't stand it.
I knew the one guy.
It's shticky.
I knew the one guy, Adam. Before that show started, he was a frequent guest on Laughology. And he was actually telling us about Workaholics because it used to be an internet thing. He's like, oh, we just got, picked up by Comedy Central. And so it was kind of cool for us to see like a guy that we knew pretty well, like, make it. We thought the show was pretty funny.
That's your opinion. That bugs the shit out of me. I can't. It's like pseudo pretentious. It's like they're highbrow without being smart enough to be highbrow, and it's like you're faking it, and it's weird, and it excuses other people to be like that, and it encourages other people to put on the. It's just enough is enough. Shave your mustache, get a haircut, wear jeans that fit, be a fucking man if you're gonna be a man. If you're gonna cross, just do that shit too. But just stop being shitty. I can't stand it. The whole industry right now is just fucking bugging me. Whitney Cummings, why is she anything other than a porn actress? I mean,
she used to be on Laughology too a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you fuck her? Did you fuck her?
No.
Well, then who cares? What is she? I mean, she's about as funny as a brick that's been broken. I mean,
I haven't seen her show, so I can't comment.
I don't give a shit about her show, but her fucking stand-up. What is it with broads who think they gotta be loud to be funny? You don't have to yell. Stop yelling, you fucking cunt. Ugh. I mean, yeah, she's fine as hell. That's all she's got. Stop yelling. I mean, if you've ever listened to...
The funniest female comic I have ever seen is...
Eddie Izzard?
That's fine. I'm blanking on her last name, but Tig something.
It's just Tig. She's just Tig. She just goes by Tig. Yeah, she is funny.
She's she actually did Laughology, and I saw her live, and it just blew me away. Like how funny, and she was like sick when I saw her. Like she wasn't even at like full strength, and I thought it was like the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
You know the funny thing is, and I say this before, actual like authentic lesbian comics are great.
Mm-hmm.
They're like always the best. Like Ellen, when she was funny, was hilarious. Now she's a cunt, but
I remember seeing that show where she was talking about like being a lesbian and kind of coming out of the closet, and it was really good. Like I was really impressed.
There was one special she had. She was talking about when you sit on a wet toilet seat, like how does that happen? And then she like pantomimes swirling her vagina around the rim, and it's just so funny. And then she does this thing. She had this bit about a goldfish. And I mean, you have to look it up on YouTube. To prove that Ellen has talent. I mean, even she recently won the Mark Twain Award, and she deserved it. But her show is awful.
Oh, it's typical. I mean, it's typical early morning, talk show shit.
But it comes on at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Whatever the fuck. I mean, it's like Maury or one of those other like bullshit.
No, it's not even that. It's just feel good about yourself, and it's just, and there's always a sponsor. I mean, it's just so industry, and it bugs the shit out of me. I know she's better than that.
Right.
And her wardrobe was just getting worse and worse.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I'm awful at wardrobe shit.
I mean, the last time I saw her, I think it was like on Thursday. She looked like she was just got rejected from New Kids on the Block. I mean, it was just awful. Like, why are you wearing that hat? Don't wear that hat. Like,
it's terrible. I think having a terrible wardrobe is what keeps people from thinking I'm gay. Something, because I feel like people must think that.
I'm sure they think something. I know they think things about me, but what are you gonna do?
Well, fuck it,
I mean, I don't really give a shit. So, and it's who am I to blame someone for thinking I'm a faggot when I'm walking on stage in the hot pants and spiked heels? Kind of. And then I'm gonna get offended because you call me gay? Yeah, shut up. That'd be a dumb thing to do.
That's what I just think. I just have bad friends. I remember.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Hey, okay, I'm talking about my Facebook, whatever, people. Like, I remember, like, somebody, like, stole my computer and made some posts, like, Fazio's gay, and it was like, yeah, we know.
I remember that.
People just, like, accept it, like, oh, yeah, of course Fazio's gay.
I thought that was funny. I actually thought that was funny, because I know you're not gay. There's no way you're gay.
I know, I'm not,
not at all.
I'm not stylish enough. I don't have enough grace, I think, to pull it off.
Yeah, pull it off. That's a funny choice of words. you know who else is who's actually genuinely funny but doesn't exploit it is Anton.
Well, Anton doesn't care enough.
I know.
He's doing his MMA stuff.
I know.
We talked about that. How much that bothers me, because he's so like genuinely funny. It's like so easy to him.
Yeah.
A bunch of like, hey, can I do something? He'll like make the audience like just die like harder than any of us did, and he just leaves, and it pisses me off.
He really is naturally funny, and it doesn't piss me off, but I just wish he would take it seriously and get into it, because I think I hate to admit that I got my start in this anime field, but I did, and I think as a group we need actual people that are good, and he's one of them. But he just doesn't want to do it, and it's just.
Well, he's really into MMA. I mean, he's winning a lot of fights, and
but being funnier is funnier. I mean, he'd be the only guy in that shape on stage, and like you get all the girls and all that shit, and I don't know. It's just.
I agree, though. What you're saying, like we need better representatives for the anime industry. This anime comedy thing that we're trying to do, and I think we can do it. I really think, because I feel like I kind of helped start it, which I don't know if that's a selfish thing to say, but I mean, me and Danny, back when we were like working together, we were really trying to get this thing moving, kind of getting going off, and he's kind of pursuing it a little bit more than I am.
I think he's doing something different. I think he's expanding into more corporate things.
I think so. I mean, he's got this kind of convention coming up, and I really respect everything that Danny does. Like the fact
everything,
that
really.
Let me finish. Let me finish. There's a tag at the end of this.
Is it a skin tag? Because I got a laser. Let's remove it.
Let me because again, like the fact that he does these shows, his big laughs in Little Tokyo, where he finds gigs for these guys to go on. He's really trying to protect. I really respect that. I mean, I just wish that the guys he was bringing up were funnier and just not really terrible people. And I feel awful saying that. And like the guys he's sponsoring, like Trung Tran, like these are not guys that we need to represent anime comedy.
No, I've been talking to Yasi a lot, and like I'm not saying I'm trying to pull her away from that little vacuum she's stuck in. But I really want her to take the shit more seriously, because I think she can be really funny, if she really applied herself to it.
I think, and she is really funny, and it's interesting you say that because Danny's kind of corporate-ism. Like, we're talking about, like, I could be like a sitcom or some shit like that, like, whatever to that. But the corporatism I don't like is like Danny's corporatism, where it's like a blanding of comedy. Because I don't mind doing it something that's like poppy or fun or Comedy Central, because that's stuff I genuinely like doing. But I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to make like a vanilla, just plain version of what I do. I would want to have it at like that level that's both poppy and fun and groundbreaking, which is a very pretentious thing to say, but I mean the guys that I really liked growing up when it comes to like musicians were guys like the Who and the Beatles and those classic rock. Even though they were absolutely pure pop, but they were doing something like unique with it, and that was unique.
Well, they created pop.
They did, and what they were doing this unique pop thing that everybody can enjoy. And I think that's the main difference between my comedy and your comedy, is that your comedy is a very specific niche, which I think can expand to a huge audience once you get, you reach that level. And my comedy, which is the same as when I make movies and the same as when I make music, is I really try to hit that large audience. I try to hit as that general public audience, but I don't want to dumb it down. I want the general public to, get what I'm saying and feel smart about it. I want to try and educate a little bit.
I think
comedy.
I think your style, apart from, I mean your approach or your reception, if you will, it's like a smart bomb. It targets an area and explodes. Whereas my stuff is more like a sniper rifle that shoots through multiple targets in a line.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. 'Cause I want it to go off like a bomb. Like I want the things that I'm saying, which are absolutely ridiculous and retarded. Like I want people to hear them and say, "Okay, that's weird. That's wrong." But the way he's saying is really, "Oh, now I realize what he's doing." I want that to go off in people's heads, and because I think people are dumb. Obviously, I think people are really stupid.
There's a lot of dumb people.
But I don't want to. I want them to get it. I want people that are really stupid to understand what I'm talking about. But I don't dumb it down. I don't want to vanilla it. And I feel like Danny vanillas things.
I don't like how he throws Spanish in every third word and just for a cheap laugh.
It's not saying words in Spanish isn't funny. I don't know why a lot of Latino comics do that, where they'll say some random Spanish sentence that's that any first year Spanish student can say.
No disrespect to him, because we've worked through a lot of things, and he knows this. I don't think he's funny. I never thought he was funny.
And I love what Danny does. I think he does a lot of great stuff for the anime.
He's helping us, but
himself is fine. I don't think he needs to be funny, because he can be the promoter.
As long as he stays off the stage. Go on.
Yeah, as long as he's not on stage doing comedy, as long as he's on stage, promoting comics, I think that's what he's really good at. And I feel like that's what he should really stick with. I just, again, when I see guys this anime, Expo 2012 was a great example, where all the guys he brought on were just really just doing easy racist humor. And it really bothered me. It really bothered me that this is what Danny was cultivating, was guys like Trung who just go up on stage and just act like a pompous asshole and tell these really easy racist jokes.
I think he's out.
That's a comedy. That's very bad. We're never going to get respect if we have people like that representing us.
I think he's out. I think he's done. I think he's on his own decided not to just pursue it as a thing. I don't think the next thing you and I are both going to be at is the comedy club in Fanime. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Trung won't be there.
Okay.
I think he's done. And it's not because he's washed up, but because he chose to leave.
I haven't heard. Have they said that to you? Because I haven't heard about it.
No, I have a sense. He's had plenty of opportunities to be somewhere, and he's not. He's choosing not to. And I made that statement at AOA about him intentionally to kind of draw him out, because I want to see if he's out there. And I haven't heard anything. I haven't gotten any flack for it. No one's called me out on it.
I still see stuff on Facebook where Danny's promoting him, and as a comedian, and he's like, "Oh, Trung's doing this and Trung's doing that."
Maybe he's lying.
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Again, Danny's. The one thing that really bothered me is kind of why I started getting away from Danny. He started treating me like just another amateur, and that really bothered me. Like he started to talk to me like I didn't have any kind of connection with him. Like we were doing all these shows, and I helped put on the first Big Louse in Little Tokyo. I created the comedy convention's Facebook page that we all talk at. Now,
and the real one that only a handful of us.
The real one that we don't even use anymore. And
we need to get back on that.
We'll get back on that, but then like he'd do some show at some convention, and I'll say like, hey, Danny, can I help judge or be a part of this comedy competition you're doing? He said like, oh, I think we're busy, but you could always compete. Let's see if you're funny. Try and compete or something. I'm like, Danny, we put on all these fucking shows. Like, what are you talking about? Like I felt like. He does that a lot to me now, where he's like, I think we're okay, but why don't you try and compete? Maybe you'll make it. Like, ha ha ha. Danny, we put on all these shows. We did all this shit together, and you're treating me like another fucking contestant. It really bothered me. It really did.
Cut him loose. I
already did. I cut most of that. I still like doing the anime comedy. I'm really into these panels that I do, the Fazio versus anime panels.
Which I haven't been to one yet. I still need to go.
I've done 3 of them, and the last 2 were pretty much exactly what I wanted. And this third one I did at ALA was so much fun. And it's just basically me just talking about cartoons, and I just love doing that. And it's really fun. And I guess that with just doing comedy, I just like to talk. I'm really fun. This asshole. I just like talking.
That's speaking of which, the roast is going. I'm keeping an eye on the panel registration for Fanime, and Masa knows about it and everything. So we're trying to make the roast happen at ALA, and you're one of the you're on the dais.
I appreciate that.
It's gonna be live, like not really live, but it's gonna be recorded by the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be on this thing and other stuff. And with that, I need to take a quick break. I gotta go piss. So I'm gonna pause this right now, and then we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. See how quick that was? It wasn't even a second for the listeners.
It's like we edited it in post or something.
Yeah, which I'll never do. What were we talking about? I don't even remember.
Comedy, or something.
Yeah.
Something about Danny and his
cronies.
His cronies, and which is a sad way to put it, but that's kind of what it is.
Is it really? Okay, how about this, goons?
But just a general idea of like Danny's little posse, like going in and telling black jokes, and that's what it is. But it's just sad because I feel like we really need to make some changes in the anime comedy scene, or in order to get any kind of respect. Because when it comes right down to it, none of us are any kind of professional comic.
No.
Even like you and me are probably like the closest to it. Like we're not getting paid to do this shit. Like we're at the very low. Like maybe like the anime shit. Like we maybe we're hot shit. But we go to like a comedy store, so I'm gonna be like, who the fuck are you guys?
Yeah, see, I really want to do the Comedy Store in places like that because fuck them. Like they're gonna hate on me arbitrarily, and my instinct would be to give them a reason. Yeah. And like I would want, it's silly, but like after a show I want someone to burn the place down out of anger. That's the kind of impression I want to give people.
That's stuff that works for you. And again, I think you do that really well.
And I want to be able to smoke on stage and drink, but you can't do it in California, which is why I'm like so compelled to move. That and my girlfriend, I'm so compelled to move to New York because you can there. And Jack Brazil,
he's really funny. I think he can really. I think he can really go places. I really like him.
If this thing exists as it does, this whole anime comedy thing, he needs to be like a fixture in it.
He does.
Because there's so few that I think are really... People come and go. Like, good people. Like, I remember James back in 2009.
James, he was the...
He was a tall guy. He had long hair.
Yeah.
He should have came back. He's the kind of person that should take what he has, works on it, gets better, and comes back. But
he was really funny. He just disappeared.
Yeah, no, and like Jacob, the winner, he's off the map.
I love Jacob. I still do. I think he was one of the funniest guys I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know how he. I don't know how I lost to him, to be honest. I mean, it's not that he wasn't funnier than me, but even he said I was funnier than him. But it's just like, I guess the audience didn't think I gave a shit enough, which I didn't. You know, I was just ready to go back to my room and change.
I mean, again, all this stuff really works for you. Like, normally what the stuff you're talking about would be like a detriment to a comedian, but you pull it off. Like, the more sad and the more depressed, the more angry you get, you know, the funnier you are. And it's a real skill, because I see people fail trying to do what you do all the time.
Yeah, they probably fake it. I mean, it's not something you can. It's not something you can front.
No, it's these guys who like watched Lewis Black once and thought, "Oh, I can do that." You know, that's the entirety of it.
It's just like music. You have to feel what you're making, what you're creating, and you have to put yourself into it, and kind of thing. And
that's with any art. You know, it's got to mean something to you. Because if it means something to you, it's going to mean something to somebody else. Like, you'll always have an audience if you're being, I know it's gay to say, being true to yourself. You know,
you got to be honest. I've met a lot of people at ALA who actually don't think I'm funny, and it doesn't hurt my feelings, but it confuses me. Like, why would you like me as a person, but not as a comic? Because that's what I am, and then there it is. They don't like my comedy. It just baffles me. How do you like me, but not my comedy?
That is weird. Because you get, like you said, like, that's pretty much who you are. I mean, you are that asshole. So it's like,
I don't even think I'm really. I mean, yeah, I said I'm an asshole, but I don't even think I really am. I like to think of myself as just very, very tactlessly honest.
Yeah.
Like, when, you know, some people call it misogyny, some people call it racism, some people call it sex. You know, maybe we're just honest. How about we just do that? Like, you know, like you're sitting on a plane, you see a guy with a turban. Are you really cool with it immediately? Really? And I mean, yeah, it's an old cliche at this point because it's 12 years in. But come on, let's be honest. You're kind of you're looking at him a little funny,
right?
And you're trying to find the black guys on the plane just to make sure you got some protection because you're still racist and you think black people are stronger than you, which they probably are, because, you know, you're some cunt nobody that doesn't work out, and they probably at least play basketball, let's face it. You know, racism, I'm being racist. Am I really? Is that really racism, or is it just kind of evidence?
It's you being genuine. That's why you can say is because we know that you're genuine, you're being honest. You know, like, I've seen other people do jokes like that, and they're like, "What is some fucking KKK member? Like, who the fuck is this guy? You know, this fucking racist piece of shit." You know, but when you do it, you know, it's smart and it's it's vindictive, but it's not at the same time. I guess that's kind of a weird thing to say, but you're not trying to exploit racist jokes to better yourself, which is what I would say about, you know, some of Danny's guys like Trong, you know, exploiting racism and easy racist jokes to make himself funny. For you, it's just another tool that you can use to make the audience laugh, and it's something that you're really good with.
I think I get away with a lot of it because no one can tell exactly what I am. They can't. They can't tell if I'm a part of the.
That is definitely true. Like, you have that kind of look where you can get away with something. Like me, I'm like the whitest guy in the world, so I can't get away with it. You know?
Nobody knows what I am, and like they just all right. Let's just go with it, and that's. I think that's the only the only. What is it? Advantage that I have is that I look obscure, so I could kind of get away with everything.
It's I think there's a real skill there, and a lot of comics don't like to admit it, but just the way you look kind of dictates the kind of jokes that you're going to tell.
Go on.
It's like, you know, I'm like obviously like a white nerdy looking guy, so there's a very specific kind of thing I'm going to be able to get away with. Like, if I tell a joke about going to the gym, you know, it's going to have a very specific connotation because they look at me like, oh, you're the fucking nerd guy. You know, he's going to talk about how he, you know, sucks at the gym or whatever the fuck he's going to talk about. It works the opposite way because I'll see a guy who's like really tough. This is actually, and it's a great example. I knew a guy at Laughology. And I don't know if he's still doing comedy, but he was there. He looked this buff-looking guy. Like, he, like, literally, like, looked like he went to the gym every day. And he was trying to do, like, the awkward kind of comedy that a lot of comics do. And the audience wasn't buying it because he just looked, like, so great and so huge. Like, he couldn't do it. And I told him, like, hey, you really need to play to that fact that you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, you need to play that fact that you're buff and you look all that stuff. And he never really took my advice. But, it goes back to what we're talking about. By having a specific look, and a specific way that you carry yourself, it's going to make or break your jokes. And you have to be aware of that when you're on stage.
I'm actually, deciding to go ahead and go forth with more of my cross-dressing that I do, because I don't give a shit anymore. I really don't. Like,
I mean, it worked great for Eddie Izzard, and I think you're a much different comic than Eddie Izzard, so it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's one of the big things why I've avoided. Like, I did it at YaoiCon because that was my element, and I was allowed to be myself. But the thing is, doing that is part of myself, and I don't like not being able to do that. I'm like, I really am. I'm a goth tranny. You know, it is what it is. And but I don't want to be like, oh, he's just like Eddie Izzard, because I don't want people to say that, because I'm not. He's much smarter than me.
And yeah, Eddie Izzard wasn't the first one to do it, you know.
But be that as it may, his jokes are very intelligent. They're very sophisticated, and I'm not.
But that again, you can't compare yourself to Eddie Izzard because you're completely different comics.
But people will as soon as I put on a skirt. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then you have. I mean, then maybe you might have to address that in your first joke. You know, make something quick about Eddie Izzard, and then kind of keep going with your set, because people I think will respect that you're at least aware of like who, you know, what came before you. I mean, that's the kind of the tightrope that comedians walk when they do like a certain kind of joke. They have a certain kind of look about them. It's the same reason why like a guy with like a huge beard will have to make some kind of comment how he looks like ZZ Top or something before he can get onto a set, because the audience is going to be constantly thinking about it.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point, and I did do that at YaoiCon. I actually pointed out that a lot of I think the joke was like, I know a lot of you are saying I look like somehow much more gay Rob Halford. You know, the joke went over well. So yeah, that's probably a good point. But I'm kind of tired of just coming out in pants and, you know, because I got these legs, dude. I'm fucking gorgeous.
I mean, again, it's whatever works for you, and I think you. I mean, again, dude, I can't say it enough. Like, I really think you're like one of the best comics that's going on in the scene. Like, this anime scene, you know, needs strong comics, and guys like you, guys like G, you know, they reach like they're so varied. Like, it really amazes me, like when it comes to like our best comics, like, just how different they are.
Well, it's individuals. That's what it boils down to.
It's not like we're all telling the same joke or being like the same kind of comic. Like, we're very different as comedians. And I think that's really strong for us.
If you can become yourself, then who's going to stop you? Because there's no other person. Like, I could never do anything G does, and he could never do anything I do.
Right. I can never do anything G does either. I mean, it's the way that he presents himself. You know, it's manic. Like, again, we talk about, like, you know, how he acts all nervous and he gets really nervous. I mean, but that really works for him. Like, it's that manic energy that that makes him funny. And I feel like I'm some kind of medium between you and G. Like, I'm kind of like a middle ground. Because I'm not quite manic like he is, but I'm not like the slow that you are.
I don't know if I'm really slow. Am I really slow? Is that the word?
I mean, I think it's comparatively, where it's not, I mean, we're not thinking like G, where G's all over the place, or even Anton, who's also all over the place. Like, you're very calculated with what you're saying. When it comes to me, like, I'm just kind of spewing everything that comes out of my head and just hoping I hit a dart on a bullseye. And that's kind of my comedy. And then I sprinkle in some jokes with that.
Shouldn't you, like, have jokes only?
I wrote stuff recently that I want to test out. After I did my Comedy Store show and I kind of figured out this character that I want to be on stage, I wrote some jokes for it, and I felt pretty strong with it. So I want to be a guy who's crazy on stage but doesn't realize he's crazy, and I don't want the audience to kind of like realize I'm crazy either. It's like this. I don't know if it's irony or whatever the word would be, but it's just this. I just like fucking with people. You know, kind of the way you like to fuck with people, but for me it's like different. I want people to get the wrong impression about me, which is why I don't like being well known. I like going up on stage where nobody knows who I am. Like that works better for me. I don't like when people come up on introduce me like, oh, you know, this guy's always on drugs. He's the famous Fazio. Like I don't like that. I want people to have literally zero expectations about me.
So did my introduction kind of offend you?
No, I
did say you had Down syndrome, so that was kind of cool.
That was fun. No, I like stuff like that. I mean, again, stuff like that is fine. Eventually, you know, when I am famous, I'm going to have to deal with that. Because for me, I feel like a lot of my strength is when people don't really know who I am. Because I know what I look like. I look like the guy next door. I look like the guy who could tutor your kid in algebra or something. Yeah. You know, I have a very innocent looking face. I have that look that says, oh, you know, if you're a girl, like, oh, you know, friend zone me, kind of thing. I know like the persona and the look that I have, so I like to have that, and then completely fuck with people, and that's really strong for me to go absolutely crazy when I think I'm just like a normal person.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Just to kind of, it's the surprise thing. Yeah. Oh wait, did you just hear about this? DC Nation canceled? What? What is this?
What's DC Nation?
It's a comedy, or it's a cartoon block that comes on Saturdays.
Oh, they just canceled it?
It looks like, oh, never mind. Apparently there were rumors about DC Nation. You know, right now it's Green Lantern and Young Justice, and then this year Batman will be starting. But it turns out
it's some Teen Titans shorts too, I think.
Yeah, a lot of those things.
Wow.
But it looks like nothing is being canceled. I didn't even know there were rumors that it was being canceled.
I don't think it's. I mean, I just read some article where they were like speculating like what they would like to see in DC Nation, and like what shows they would want to have on there. I mean, that would be weird.
Detective Chimp. He needs to have his own show.
Yeah, I really like Teen Titans.
Fuck 'em.
When it first came out, I really enjoyed that.
They need to have Detective Chimp. They need to have what is it? iVampire and Werewolf by Night. They need to have The Question.
All that shit.
Phantom Stranger. Bring him in. Bring in the Spectre. You know what? Just bring in Vertigo shit. Tim Hunter. Hellblazer. Just
Transmetropolitan would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, that was Vertigo. That was Vertigo, but it wasn't in the DC universe. It was its own thing. It's like 100 Bullets wasn't in.
Adult Swim should have Transmetropolitan. Put Spider Jerusalem in there and just rock it.
Yeah, but speaking of which, to all my listeners out there, I'm actually looking for 2 filthy assistants, and if you don't know what that means, then ignore what I just said. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Porn?
No.
What are we talking about?
Filthy assistants. Spider
Jerusalem. Oh, yeah. Okay. He would, and I think that's exactly what Soap needs for this show.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need 2 filthy
assistants.
Actually, me and my girlfriend actually joke about like I'll do a podcast one day when she's blowing me, just to see if I can like handle it. You know, like. It's fun. You gotta have fun. What are you gonna do?
I'm with it.
You gotta take advantage of your broads. Otherwise, why do you have them?
No, I'm with it, dude. I just need a girlfriend at this point, dude. I haven't been laid in forever. I just need to get that shit done.
How long has it been?
I don't want to talk about it.
Really?
It's been over a year, at least a year and a half.
That's not a big deal. I mean, for me, it's been about as long too.
Well, you have a girlfriend.
Yeah, but she's in New York. And, we recently just got back together.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going out there in March, and I'm going to fuck the ever-loving shit out of her.
At least you have, like, a game plan going. I got nothing. I got fucking empty.
Dude, do you know how easy it is to get women? I mean, I'm not trying to dismiss the importance of womanhood, but, I mean, it's not like a Rubik's Cube.
I think I'm just picky. You know, I don't know if that's a detriment or not.
What does that mean? I mean, what are you picking for?
I really I want to have a relationship with the chick. Like, if I'm gonna pursue a chick, I want to be a chick that I would date.
But who would that be? I
have a few general guidelines.
I'm pretty sure my ex is single. You met her. I'm sure you'd like to fuck her.
Which one is that? Was that the one I met at
Fanime? Yeah.
She was nice.
Yeah, yeah. So have at it. Good luck.
I gotta, for me, I mean, obviously they gotta look cute and all that. But for me, it really is personality. Like, I want a girl, like the girl that I'm gonna end up marrying someday is a girl that's gonna be able to make me laugh. For me, that's a real turn on. Like a girl that's actually funny and knows what they're talking about.
That doesn't do anything for me.
I really like that. Like for me, because I feel like, I don't laugh at just anything. And most chicks, when they say shit, it's stupid and it bothers me. When a girl says something that's really funny, that turns the shit out of me on. It really does.
Yeah, well, different strokes, and some people have aneurysms. I usually fall for the people that are kind of serious, because it gives me...
I don't like that. I think we should all be serious, obviously at certain points. But I like, I guess I'm just looking for me in female forms. That's how egotistic I am. That's my fucking... You know what
happened when Jerry Seinfeld did that? You remember with Janine Garofalo, lesbian, when she was on Seinfeld. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't be with myself. I hate myself. That's
right.
That's what's gonna happen.
And I agree with that. But I would like at least a girl who has kind of a casual outlook that I do. Because I don't like girls when they take things too seriously or they freak out about, whatever it is that girls freak out about. Like, I think that there's got to be a good humored nature, to the girl that I end up. I want a girl that, even like when we're having sex, we're like fucking joking around about it and shit.
Oh, that I completely agree with. That's something that, yeah. I
don't want to be serious. I don't like, I don't know. It's like girls, like, I hate the girls that like just freak out about little things and they talk about like, like all this problems and shit, and I think it's a process, and there's a lot of leeway, obviously, when it comes to my quote unquote perfect. I may meet a girl that has nothing, any of my stuff that criteria. I think is right with the girl, and I'm falling in love with her. It's all relative.
And like if you find someone and you're thinking of you're like close to a real relationship, you're working at it, and then you're doing it, and then she queefs. If you don't laugh together at that, leave.
I agree. I think that shit's funny.
It is. There's
got to be an amount of fucking with each other that has to go along with.
Yeah. The last time I was with my ex, I made her fart. And it was the greatest thing ever. That was like the highlight of the relationship. I just squeezed it out of her, And we just laughed for like hours at that. That's the kind of shit you need.
I think you gotta laugh together. I think that's really important.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, all right, that's done. So let's move on to something else.
Something more interesting to our audience.
Where were you at ALA?
I was in a I was in a hotel. I guess when you were going out, like on that last night, like I just got tired or something. I just kind of went back to my room and just kind of watched TV and passed out.
Because I was out. Like, I
don't know where you guys were. I was just fucking wandering around and shit. And
yeah, I ended up. I don't know. Like, I ended up places I didn't realize I had planned to be, but apparently they said I was supposed to be there, and I ended up smoking cigars and buying people drinks. I don't know what the fuck my problem. No, it wasn't nice because I'm broke. I'm still suffering the financial effects.
Right.
Yeah, it's just weird. ALA was weird.
I had fun with it. I wish I, probably did a little bit more than I did. I got drunk a little easier than I thought. Since I got that DUI, as you know, like I can't hold my liquor anymore.
Just because you stopped drinking as much, so you're not really
stopped drinking as much. So like I used to be able to drink like 3 drinks like an opener and be like ready for like the next 8. Like now I drink 3 drinks and I'm already starting to feel fucking drunk. It's like a weakening, but I guess that's part of the process.
Yeah, I suppose you went to, not to get too personal, you had some treatment for that, right?
Well, I had to go to drug counseling. And it was a whole big problem. And honestly, like at the end of the day, I really think it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Why?
I was driving home drunk all the time, as you know.
Yeah,
terrible.
You remember at Fanime? It was a Fanime, I think, 2 years ago. When did you get? You know what I'm talking about, right? Because we weren't sleeping. It must have been 2 years ago.
Okay.
There was a fan of me. You were drunk and you were going home, and I actually reported you to one of the security. To like this.
Again, I did that all the time though. Like I had a lot of, my other friends would try to stop me from driving, but I guess I was just cocky, because I guess my dad always drove drunk also, and I guess I just would watch that and say, oh, I could totally do it. I mean, but that's really no excuse. I mean, I would just.
Yeah, my dad used to slap my.
And, it's just one of those things, like like the Fazios are fine. We handle it, we get shit done.
Well, my dad used to slap my mom. It never made me want to do it to a woman, and some women you just want to kick the shit out of them.
I can't really blame it because I really felt like I was in control, even though I really wasn't.
Yeah.
Just really happy that when it happened, I didn't kill anybody. I didn't cause any.
You didn't pull a Vince Neil.
Exactly. Like I crashed into a parked car. Is what happened. So
yeah, those things are lethal. They get in your way. They're always jumping out and moving.
It bothers me. They should.
they should get out of the way.
Get together those parked cars.
They're just out.
I'm not playing with them.
But
really, like since then, like, it really did open my eyes. And since then, I stopped drinking. Tremendously. I only drink at like parties, conventions, and stuff. Otherwise, I don't go out and drink. 'Cause obviously, I can't. Because if I'm caught with any amount of alcohol for the next 3. Even 10 years, it's going to look bad, and I'll get that second DUI. But for me, it really was open because since then, I've just been working so much harder. I've been getting so much more shit done. I've been writing scripts. I have all this stuff lined up, and it just changed my mentality. I felt like I really grew up a little bit with the whole experience.
Yeah, well, that's what you want to do. I don't know. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I'm not really into growing up.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Growing up and shit.
Life is horrible.
Fuck people.
Well, that's the point. I mean, as long as they're wet.
You don't want that dry fucking. That's not.
Even that. Some of that rug burn. That's a good thing sometimes. If they loosen up and you get some of that rug burn, and then you just yeah. Oh man, I fucked this one girl in her ass, and it was like, wow, I'm in your ass. And yeah, wow, how did we get here? So, anyways, comedy. We need more comedians.
We do. We need the anime scene. I don't know where you stand with the anime scene, but I think there is something there in the nerd convention anime scene. It just really needs to get some respect. Like, I just see so much disrespect from a lot of the comics that come out of this scene. Like, these people really think like they're hot shit when they're nothing, and that really bothers me. Because we act like whatever. Like, if we keep coming to shows, and even like guys that I really respect, who I won't name, who have done things where I've seen them come up to a show and say, oh, I was really tired, I didn't prepare any of my jokes, ha ha ha. We can't keep doing that shit. Like, it's bad for us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not a culprit of that because it is unprofessional. But
even guys like we know, again, I don't want to name anybody because these are guys I really respect as comics, but they still like a lot of guys that we know that we really like do shit like that, and it doesn't look good.
It's not funny, and but the thing is, I'm not a nerd. I'm not. It's like I feel bad because the way I see it is like I'm not one of you people. I'm not one of you. I don't like anime. I don't like life. I've done a lot of drugs.
It's different strokes, and I think nerd is such a complicated term.
It shouldn't be. It should only mean what it meant in the past when bullying was acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go on that thing and say I encourage bullying. I still do, because it keeps
it rankings kids. I think so.
It keeps faggots from acting like they're owning you. Like if you
because that's what I always think when I see those faggots. Like, stop owning me.
Yeah, you should. Here's the thing: you go on the internet. Everybody's an internet tough guy. You see them in real life. They don't know how to talk. That kind of stuff. We need bullies to kind of push that down, And
I agree with what you're saying. We need somebody to level us at all. We can never feel too good about ourselves.
No, you really shouldn't.
We need somebody to take us down, which is why I like talking to you. Because
I feel that void.
Okay, like I got certain people that I talk to specifically because I know they'll take me down a notch. Because I never want to get too big head. Because I know if I get too big head in anything that I do, comedy or movies or anything, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna start being awful. I'm gonna make the worst shit of my entire career. So I need somebody to come up there and say, like, "Hey, you fucking sucked that night." I'm like, "Yes, I did. You're right. Thank you for that." That's very important.
Yeah, I do that enough for myself, so I really don't have any issue with doing that.
No.
I never think I could. Like the when I won last year, I'm not sure that definitely wasn't my best performance. In my opinion, my best was 2011, and I lost. So I don't know what that means.
I think 2010 was my most solid performance.
Well, you did win.
Well, no, actually not even. No, 2009.
Oh.
The year I lost the G, I thought I did much better that year than in 2010.
Yeah, I guess that's how it works. I mean, things end up the way they end up, regardless of what you do about it. Really.
Even the only reason I won 2010 is because I did that audio sketch. I mean, if I hadn't done that, I know I would have lost that competition. But that was where my mindset was at that time. I really felt like I had to do some kind of big, should do in order to win, and I felt like I achieved that at least.
Yeah. I guess I'm glad I didn't have to get shticky. No disrespect. I mean, you did what you had to do.
It's very shtick. And I guess, for me, like, I don't know, again, it goes down to, like, my pop background, where I really like big ideas. I like doing big things, and I agree it's very shticky. But it's also stuff that I like doing. And now that I've done, I'm never going to make another one. It's like one of those things where I'll do it and then I'll move on to something else.
Yeah. Have you hit the wall yet?
What does that mean?
Like, you just get sick of it and you don't want to do it anymore?
Sick of comedy?
Yeah.
Sometimes when I bomb really hard, I'll think that, like, fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's funny, because when I bomb, I want to come back. That energizes me, when people hate me.
It's a certain thing. I agree with that, because, I bomb pretty hard, and I want to come back and kind of prove.
No,
I guess not. I guess I really haven't hit that wall, because I always like making people laugh. Like, for me, at the end of the day, when it comes to comedy, like, I enjoy entertaining people. I'm an entertainer. That's why I do it. And that's why I guess I'm not that into, like, exactly what I'm saying. I'm kind of slurring my words here. I'm trying to center this. But for me, like, the most important thing in the world is having the audience have a good time, make the audience laugh, which I know is completely different from how you pursue comedy, because what you do is exactly what works for you. But for me, like, I really enjoy being on stage and entertaining people and making sure everybody has a good time. Like, I really like that, and that's what keeps me going with comedy.
I wish I was there. I mean, I have no desire, like, to make people happy. It's not that I want to make them mad. I just want to. My whole thing for still doing comedy is I'm very self-centered, and I just want to express my opinion and bring people to my way of thinking, but do it in a way that they don't realize they're being swindled into it.
Exactly, and that works so well for you. And for me, like, sometimes it bothers me because I'm so pop mindset. Like, really, like, how my mind works is like a miniature, like, Steven Spielberg film or something, where I'm thinking, like, all the elements that work and don't work, and that's just how I do. But I really like the comics like you and Doug Stanhope and Mitch Vitale. We really have a very specific thing that they're doing that's very culty and very niche. I really enjoy that, but I really do wish that my mind worked like that. But I'm just too pop mindset.
Well, yeah, you got to be what you are, but you have to learn to like what you are too.
Yeah. It's sticky because it bothers. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're just doing, pop. Why don't you do some kind of whatever stuff? Why don't you try and be, like, edgy and shit? Like, I don't want to be fucking edgy. I just want to tell, like, the shit that makes me laugh. I like to be that goofball weirdo, and I enjoy doing that.
What does that really mean to be edgy? What does that really mean?
Doesn't mean fucking. I did weird shows. Like, I had a show recently where I got banned from this club for being quote unquote edgy. I didn't even remember what I fucking said. It was like some really dumb shit. And people are like, oh, you're trying to be like Bill Hicks. I'm like, no, I'm not a confrontational comic. I just had a really bad set. And it's fucking dumb. I don't get it. Comedy's dumb.
Yeah, edgy. Like, I don't.
Edgy doesn't make any sense. I mean, what is edgy? Like, what's edgy now is different from what was edgy like 50 years ago, and it's going to be different from what's edgy 50 years from now. It's all bases. It's all based off dumb bullshit. Never. I mean, I don't know if there's any comedians listening to this podcast, but I mean, never feel like you have to censor yourself because you're too edgy or something like that. Like, just really do what you want to do. Like, don't think that what you're saying is gonna. Don't worry about offending people.
I agree with you, and also to add to that, accept the possibility that you'll go nowhere. Because if you're honest to yourself, great, but a lot of people don't give a shit. A lot of people don't want to see that, so you have to embrace that too. You know, that's the thing.
Starve. Yeah, I agree with that, because you're going to be a starving comedian for years. It may take you 20 years before you get anywhere, and you have to accept that. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful.
I think I'm going to be acknowledged when I'm dead.
Whatever works.
I don't want that. I want to have my moment in the sun, but I'm not going to have it until I'm in the grave. And it's like I know that's going to happen because I'm not going to do the dance. I'm not going to tap dance for the suits. I'm not going to.
I mean, in the end, though, I mean, that's people are going to respect you for that. Like when you are successful,
well, what good is
it's going to be on your own terms.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like Patrice O'Neill made a quote. He said, if you have any form of loyalty or dignity in this business, you're a fucking idiot. And he's right. Because what good is respect when you're dead? Respect doesn't get you money. When you're alive, you need money. And you kind of have to give up respect to get it. And, like, I can't do that. So I'm just going to end up dead with a sense of self-respect that, who gives a fuck? Am I going to care after I'm dead?
I could talk about, legacy and all that shit, and spirit or whatever the fuck, but, I really feel like it's up to you. And I feel like, for you, I feel like wouldn't you rather die, knowing that you did what you did and you didn't let anybody, get the better of you?
No, I want to be rich.
That's it.
I want money.
That's what we got. That's what you got. And if you want to be rich, not sacrificing anything is harder. But I think ultimately it's worth it. And when people are looking back at your history and when that biography is released about you, and they're seeing all the stuff that you did and that you always kept your morals, and you're going to become a legend because of that.
I don't know. I question that, but I appreciate the compliment. Speaking of which, when you're famous, can I borrow some money?
Yeah.
All right, good. I'm glad we glad we settled that very quickly. Okay, so this thing has been going on for almost 2 hours. I don't know if you're ready to wrap it up. I always ask my guests if they want to wrap it up or if they want to go on longer, because I'm going to be up.
It's up to you. I don't really care.
What else is there to talk about?
We already kind of talked about the anime scene. I talked about how much I hated all this shit, and I guess what final words, final thoughts.
I'm still mad that Trung hasn't attacked me. I insulted the audience at one point at ALA and nobody responded, and that kind of why don't you get mad? I'm trying to piss you off, and they just wouldn't get angry. It was like,
it's the censoring of America. It's the the weakening of our constitution or some shit. As far as Trump, I know what really bothered me is after all those videos got released of how racist everybody was at Anime Expo. He just went over and did a show and completely disrespected everybody that was commenting about him. And, quote unquote, making fun of us for saying that he was racist. And just completely disrespecting, everybody. And it really bothered me. Everything Trung does kind of bothers me. And I don't think it's right. We can't have stuck-up nobodies representing anime comedy. And that's what a lot of it is. The guys that Danny are bringing in are nobodies. And there's no comedian or anything that really is going to respect these guys, except for maybe some of Danny's friends, John Allen's or whatever, that kind of see his show. And that's not going to get us anywhere. We're never going to be seen as any kind of relevant comedy force if we keep letting guys doing these really easy racist jokes and acting like they're bigger than they are keep doing these comedy. We have to get guys like our host here, so we need to get guys like G. We need to get guys like Jack Brazil to come in and
Denzel's good. Thomas.
Denzel and Thomas. Please help me remember these guys, because there's a lot of them, and I think there's a strength there. We really need to come together. We need to really help each other. Because I feel like if we can just bring that camaraderie in, and we can really just team up as comedians, help each other out, try to be the best comics that we can be, then finally what we're doing will get noticed, and we won't have to sacrifice who we are to get a bigger show. Like we'll have this cred as these anime convention comics, and we'll be able to get our own success through that.
I think I'm starting to kind of agree with you. Like, I've always thought this was horseshit, but I'm actually kind of agreeing with you at this point. If things work out properly and people kind of just not take it seriously to the point where they cry when their cosplay scene rips open, because how many times have you seen that? But I think it can get a lot more respect than the masquerade kind of field and the cosplay field. I mean, it could really be something. It could really be an alternative for people who still like going to cons but hate what they see at cons. And I think there's a lot of those people out there.
And that's been my mentality with pretty much everything I've been doing at the conventions. Even like my Fazio versus anime panel, like I specifically made it as the anti-panel, because I would always go to these panels where they were talking about like the most boring shit. I remember, like, as you know, I'm a huge brony, and I went to a My Little Pony panel that was like a fan panel, and they spent the time like talking about the main characters and who they were. Like, they had PowerPoints for each of the main, like, we're fucking bronies, we know all of this shit. Like, why are you fucking giving us this PowerPoint bullshit unless you're like wasting time and have nothing to talk about?
See, that's when you need to heckle.
Yeah.
I mean, you do, and nobody does it. Everyone at cons are so full of shit. They're so chicken shit.
And they just stand around, and it bothers me. Like when I do my Fazio versus anime, I have a strict policy, like, no PowerPoint. Like, I won't do it. Like, I'll just pull shit. I'll talk to the audience, like, hey, do you have an opinion? Do you have an opinion? It's almost like my own, like, forum or some shit, where I'm just, like, pointing shit out. Like a 4chan or some bullshit like that. Because I like that. Like, I want to keep it, cause it's like what I do with comedy, because, I like to talk to the audience, I like to make it spontaneous and unique. So I try to do that with my panels, where I'm like, hey, do you want to talk about this? No? Well, I mean, fuck it, we'll talk about something else.
I think the roast is going to be awesome.
I'm excited. I'm going to do some rap singing. I have a character thought out that I think is going to be pretty funny.
This is really selfish of me, but I want to have a panel. I know this is so selfish, and I haven't earned it, and I don't deserve it, but like at AM Squared or something, I want to have a panel where I just do comedy for 40 minutes. And I'm wondering if I can do that.
Just do it.
I don't know how, though. Like, I don't deserve it. I haven't earned it. I don't think I'm funny enough for it.
Well, you got to practice 40 minutes of comedy.
Oh, I can do 40 minutes.
Okay.
That fit 12 minutes I did at ALA.
Yeah.
I could have gone on for an hour.
There you go.
Easily, but it's like I want to do it, but I feel like I'll be like an asshole because there's so many other people that kind of deserve their time in the sun too. But I'm like,
oh fuck, no, nobody deserves it. Fuck it.
It's
like my panel. Like I really don't give any kind of. I don't really tell people like what I'm going to do at the panel. I just said, hey, I'm going to do a panel, and they give it to me. Like literally, I could just go up there and just do what you said, like just tell jokes for an hour. But I like to talk. I just talk about cartoons instead.
I really want to try it, but I don't know if I should. Because I don't want to do it at AX, because I think it'll take...
give it a shot. I mean, use the fact that you won, 2012 Anime Expo. Say all that shit in your panel description, and... you'll probably get it. I mean, especially something like AM2. I mean, because most of the people that do the panels are like nobodies. They're like, oh, like, hey, I thought of something funny in Pokemon. Can I do a panel? And they'll give it to them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm also like, I don't know. Yeah. And also, I don't want to go to AM Squared. I don't want to go there.
It is bullshit. I mean, it is its own thing. I'm gonna do a couple more panels. I'm gonna try and do Anime Kanji. I'm going to try and do a Fazio versus anime there.
That's coming up pretty soon, isn't it?
It's coming up. I gotta apply to it. I think they're starting to take panel stuff now.
Is it coming up in May?
I think it's April.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna apply for that.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it, and
it's small enough where I think you can get in.
I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and if they accept me, then I'll go.
Come check it out anyway, because if I do it at Anime Kanji, I'm gonna have Damien be a guest, and we're just gonna talk about whatever. So.
Oh, well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. And you know what? Yeah, I think I will try to apply. See what happens. So, everyone listening, get excited because I might be at ALA doing Anime Kanji. Who gives a fuck?
I got in trouble at Anime Kanji, so we'll see if the guy remembers who you remember. I don't know. Remember when I did the comedy competition at Anime Kanji 2 years ago?
Vaguely.
I mean, this is this is after I won Last Comic Standing at Anime Expo. I did Anime Kanji, and I did the music thing, and I have a famous condom joke that I tell in my set. And
I know that joke.
I'll go to a girl in the audience and I'll act all creepy, and I was like, "Hey."
I remember. And then someone got upset about that. One of those lesbians.
Yeah, and I'll say for the audience who may not know the joke, it's the girl's like, "Hey, you're pretty cute." I make some kind of creepy comment, and it's like, "Hey, you want to know a secret?" I go, I have a condom in my pocket. So you want to know another secret? It expired 5 years ago. And I was like, "Are you feeling lucky?" And it's an old joke that I've had for a while, but it usually gets laughed. But I told the beginning of it at Anime Kanji. So I got a condom in my pocket, and they said, I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm a lesbian, and I don't enjoy men, bothering me and asking me to have sex." And what I wanted to say was, a bitchy lesbian, you never see that. But that didn't come out of my mouth.
That's really funny. I like that.
I actually told the story later as a joke, and people thought that was funny. And then I just kind of went on because we had such a short time. We had they were like 4 minutes to do our set, so I didn't have enough time to deal with that because I had a lot of jokes I had to say. And then later I came up to them and I was kind of messing around with them. Just to fuck with them. They were apparently getting really upset, and one of the heads of the convention came up to me and said, "You know what? Some jokes are just not okay to say."
That's bullshit.
And the funniest part here's the kicker to all of it is I ended up getting 4th place, which was a prize-winning place at that show. Even the fact that these people tried their best to fucking fuck with me and they give me I still fucking place.
You still made it through. I hate that way of thinking. Oh, that joke is unacceptable. Fuck you. Every joke is acceptable.
Like the stuff that I say is really clean in comparison, because I see guys like you who have this really offensive shit, and I'll say something that I think is whatever. Even my date rape joke. Which is the cleanest joke if you fucking listen to it. I'm date raping myself in my own joke. But I get in trouble for shit it weirds me out because I really feel like I'm not a confrontational or an edgy comic at all. But I'll say some shit and people be like, "Oh, you can't say shit like that. You're being offensive." I'm like, "Do you fucking know who I am?"
I'm
fucking Fazio. I say dumb shit. Why would you think I would ever say anything offensive?
They might get annoyed that you say it because you don't have that stigma of being kind of a negative Nelly.
I guess.
And even if I don't open my mouth, people assume I'm angry just because of how I look.
I think that's what it is because again, you have that persona and you have again that look where you can say shit like that and people are like, "Oh, that's totally fine." But if I say even something remotely edgy or whatever like that, it bothers people, and it comes back to just my innocent-looking face. Again, this is stuff I like to use to my advantage too. I like talking with people and getting people on a negative side of what I'm talking about, because I don't want people to have easy answers to what I'm saying or who I am. I want them to think about it. And unfortunately, that sometimes that'll backfire on me, but I think more often than not, it works in my favor. And I think people usually get it, except for the very few circumstances where people will just say dumb shit, or think what I'm saying is more serious than it actually is. That
lesbians are like, "Oh, well, we don't like men." And they're like, "Oh, really? Well, I'm sorry that you're fat." Isn't that why you're a lesbian? I mean, they were fat, right? Let's be honest.
I don't fucking remember.
They were fat. They look like loaves of bread. Most lesbians are lesbians because no man will fuck them. And if a man isn't gonna fuck you, you must be pretty fat. Like you can't find a black guy. You know, Lisa Lampanelli. She's not taking up all the black guys, is she? You know, it's just like
I hate Lisa Lampanelli so much.
Yeah, she's about as funny as a sack of shit. I mean, she's not my type, and whatever. But most people at anime cons are lesbian out of necessity.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know,
or gay out of necessity. You know.
No, they're guys at anime cons are gay to get women.
Okay.
Because women are.
That's so true.
That's another thing that kind of turns me off from cross-dressing, because it draws attention from people I don't normally want to be associated with, because they're very superficial. And I'm like, oh, you look so good. And I'm like, you look so not someone I want to talk to. Why don't you go away?
We need better representatives in an anime convention community. I hate just looking at this shit and seeing people have no speaking skills or any kind of skills at all, trying to describe, especially in my fucking My Little Pony fandom, where the people that are representing us are fucking the weirdest, sickest looking people I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. I don't want to be, self-centered, but I want to represent, this stuff. And I feel like me, even like you, so we got a good way of speaking. We can fuck with people. We won't let these interviewer guys kind of walk all over us. We need guys like us to represent this anime comedy or just anime shit in general. Because I'm tired of seeing another fucking weirdo on the news talking about getting a boner off Star Trek or some shit. Yeah,
it's very clever. Something that I thought of as I'm looking at strap-ons. Who would actually be? It would be a neat show to see, and I don't mean that because I want to see it. I mean it because people would like it. If G opened up for Uncle Yo.
Uncle Yo is the guy who's on the East Coast.
Yeah, and he's about as funny as a fan that doesn't work. Yeah. But his audience likes him, and I think his audience would love G also.
Oh, absolutely. I think any convention audience would like G.
Yeah, probably.
Any convention audience.
Yeah, probably.
He really knows how to connect with fans, those kind of nerdy fans. He's really good with that.
Yeah, and but I think that would be something really interesting to see. I always wanted to do something like what are those faggots? The redneck blue collar shit, but do it with
blue collar comedy, yeah.
Yeah, but do it with a hand-picked group of anime people who are actually good, and just
so. I mean, I think there is a Nerds of Comedy or some shit like that, but
yeah, but I'm not a nerd.
I feel like we can be better than that.
I don't like that term. I'm not a nerd.
Yeah, I mean, just anime. I mean, whatever the fuck we're gonna call it, con comedy or whatever the fuck it's called. But I really like what we do. I think we got an audience. I think it's niche, and I think we got to pursue it, because the alternative is going to the Comedy Store and Laugh Factory and starting from square one. Because that's what it is. Because in the end of the day, nobody really big or anything like that really gives a shit about what we're doing. And it's really sad to say, but it's absolutely true. Nobody really gives a shit that we performed at Anime Expo or Fan.
Yeah, and that's true. And even I don't care anymore. But
yeah,
something I'm afraid of is that if this thing in this industry, in this anime field, becomes really kind of everyone loves it, I'm afraid of being on G4. If I'm on G4 and whoever's left is interviewing me, I'll just shoot myself in the head.
You can't complain about the success, though. I mean, to get to that level where everybody.
I don't want to be there. I don't want to be on people's message boards. I don't want to be where fat people are talking about how much they. I'm for an audience that does drugs and wants to kill themselves.
I think it's a good portion of G4's audience.
No, they're just. No, I disagree. And if
they're not even G4 anymore. G4 is going to be like a man magazine or some shit.
Oh, like Spike?
Yeah, they're not going to be video games or nerdy stuff anymore.
Well, whatever. Well, the point is, I don't want to be found at Comic-Con because I'm in that group. It's right. No, I'm not. I'm just floating through. I'm like Gandalf. Everyone knows me by a different name, and I kind of meander everywhere. I don't really belong to anyone.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, we get guys like, Danny or G or even myself to, be the more pop representatives. You don't need to do that shit.
Yeah, I couldn't. I would destroy it.
Yeah.
I would be suicidal.
Just be your own be your own weird-ass show on our own G4. Be whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to be the fucking whatever that we're trying. I don't even know what we're trying to be. I mean, I would love for us to get respect, to get to that level of some kind of fame. I feel like, at least for me, like I would be able to handle it, hopefully pretty well, where I'm not selling out my beliefs and all that.
I would end up going into hiding. I really would. I would probably stop making appearances because, I don't want. The thing is, I would see a lot of the attention I'm getting as just people on the bandwagon, and I don't know if I can trust if they actually like me or they just want to be popular by liking the popular guy.
I just want to get to that level where I can at least even make those choices. I mean, just to get to the level where I can start thinking about, I'm too famous. I mean, that's not a bad thing to think about.
Yeah, I'll never be famous. That's not what I'm worried about. It's just and bandwagon people. They just he's
successful.
Cool.
It would just be nice just to be invited by conventions to come and perform instead of every time.
They would never invite me. Ever. I will never be invited to anything but a court hearing. And even then I won't show up.
Yeah, again, dude, I really think, you sell yourself short. That's not even the right term. But the term is that what you do, it's fucking negative and it pisses a lot of people off and you're insulting a lot of people, but it works. And, people actually like to hear it. People are, actually hey, what you're saying is really funny.
Hopefully.
It is. And again, people would invite you, hey, here's the dark, whatever fucking soap. We want to hear that shit. It's funny.
I'd probably do well at a porn convention or something.
That would be good.
Which I would love to do.
Yeah.
But I don't, who do I fuck? I have a girlfriend. Who gives a shit? I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe something will happen. Maybe it won't. I guess everyone just keep doing what they're doing, and the crap will be.
We can't keep doing what we're doing because that's not working.
Well, my point is the crap will be weeded out.
I hope so. I hope people like Danny's crew will kind of figure it out that what they're doing isn't working and it's not helping anybody.
I mean, as stupid as you want to think people are, in groups, they kind of get it. And they're not going to put up with the same thing every time.
And we saw that with 2012, and apparently there were message boards and forums going off about how much racism there was. And I mean, people were these shows have always been racist, and people are just complaining. And now it's and the worst argument is when they're you're just easily offended, you just can't take a joke. I'm no, they're upset because what you're saying wasn't funny.
Yeah.
That's my problem with the racist jokes that they say. It's not that they're racist. I'll fucking make a racist joke any day of the goddamn week. It's the fact that your racist jokes weren't funny. There's nothing funny about saying a black guy likes fried chicken. And not only is it not funny, you didn't write that. You didn't do any kind of work when you made that joke. You took a stereotype that's been said for hundreds of years and turned it into your bullshit.
Well, maybe 100 years, not hundreds.
Okay, a long time.
No,
so at least hundreds, at least 200 or 300 years.
Really? I mean, did they fry chicken back then?
I don't know what they did.
I mean, 1700s, did they fry chicken?
I don't fucking. People have hated black people for a while.
Well, yeah, who doesn't? But wouldn't they have fried quail or that's a joke. See, people.
I like fried quail. It's a young Negro.
No, but I'm saying the comment I said about the African American demographic. That's a joke. People are gonna get mad at me for saying that, but that's a joke.
But you're saying actually a joke. You're not saying, verbatim stereotypes, which is a lot of these other guys do. And I know why they do it, because it's super easy, and it gets laughs, especially from nerd comedy. I mean, this is the other hard part, is that nerd audiences are really easy to get to laugh. It's not a challenge to make a crowd of comic book geeks laugh at something. It's It's like, again, like, these are the people, like, I'll see them, like the racist jokes, and they go, like, oh, like, they've never heard it before. Like, they've never, oh, Asians can't drive. Who would ever say that? Like, fuck you. Like, it's not revolutionary any kind, you know? Like, tell that same joke to a fucking bar, and they'll boo you off the stage.
I love that when people start getting angry. Oh, that makes me so, like, I get a boner.
That works for you. You feed off that anger. For me, like, I always want to be the butt of the joke. I always want to be the scapegoat. Because for me, like, me being being a strange, weird person makes what I say, funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there's a noise in the back. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. We got to have you back on the show.
I appreciate being on this. This was a lot of fun.
Because it's funny because a lot of the podcasts that I've been doing have been becoming more directed, like more direction oriented, not just horseshit. And I would like to keep that up.
I think that's the best way to do it. I just recently did a podcast with Damien. And
what was the name of it? You want a link?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out the name, but we're going to try and do a lot more podcasts. Because we talk about movies all the time, like by ourselves, so we figure we might as well just start recording them. So we'll talk about it because we see every movie. We always talk about it. Like, again, this last podcast we talked about Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter, and we talked about this idea of ridiculous films like Hansel and Gretel or Piranha 3D being just as justifiable in criticism and film as an art form as stuff like Citizen Kane or Godfather. And it was like really the first podcast that we did that we felt like actually confident about.
Yeah.
And we also want to do a podcast where we come up with spec scripts for possible movies. So that's another thing we'll do is we'll take something like, what would a Jetsons movie look like? And we'll like talk about it. So we want to put that into a podcast as well.
That's actually pretty funny. It's a funny idea.
We did one. We actually wish we recorded. But me and Damien talked for hours about what Star Wars Episode 7 would look like and what would be our perfect version. Unfortunately, we kind of thought of it before we did the podcast, but the podcast didn't turn out as well. But the next time we do, we're going to try and make it more spontaneous. We just got ideas. Like, Damien's got a great script for a Power Rangers reboot that, believe it or not, is pretty badass.
Well, didn't they just restarted that? Like,
they're always having TV shows, but Damien's almost got a quote-unquote like gritty reboot it's actually who would start with like the Mighty Morphin kind of Rangers. He would like have the Billy and the Jason, and it's a really cool script. And I've also got a concept for a Legend of Zelda movie that I've had since high school that we will also talk about on our podcast.
Oh, I hate Zelda. I hate Zelda so much.
I love Zelda. I'm not like a huge fan. I'm not like a super fan of Zelda. I know a lot of people that are super fans, which is why I feel like I could really make a good Zelda movie. Because I think if you're a super fan of something, then you get stuck. That was my problem with Watchmen. I don't know how you felt about the Watchmen movie, but I felt like
it was alright.
I felt like Zack Snyder was too big of a fan to kind of look past some of the things in the comic that didn't work on screen.
There's a lot of things in the comic that weren't on screen.
Well, because the comic is like, it's been called the Moby Dick of graphic novels. I mean, there's so much stuff going on.
Which I disagree. It's good, but I disagree that it's that important.
I would really say so. Like, for me, like, when I read Watchmen, I only read manga up until that point. I was reading, like, very basic stuff. And then when I read Watchmen, I was like, this is better than anything I've ever read in my entire life. Like, it really blew me away.
It's good. But I prefer, for me, Transmetropolitan.
I really like Transmetropolitan. I mean, I read all of Transmetropolitan too, but I would definitely give the edge to Watchmen because I just thought there was just so much going on. Everything was so well thought out, and it was so like just real and just so believable, and it was so interesting. Like, it was so cool. I've never read anything like it before. Yeah,
but it's like I can't work with things that don't have a comedic backbone.
There's plenty of comedy.
Yeah, there is, but not like Transmetropolitan at all.
Again, it's different, though. I mean, at the same time, I don't think Transmetropolitan would even exist if it wasn't for something like Watchmen. Like, because you could see the influences in Transmetropolitan of Watchmen.
I think it would, because Hunter Thompson existed.
Absolutely.
And he was basically, Spider Jerusalem was basically him.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that, but you can't not see Watchmen influences in Transmetropolitan.
Yeah, but to take it a step further, if you're going to say that, you have to recognize the God damn it, the Bill is it Bill Eisner or Will Eisner?
Yeah,
Will Eisner. His work on the Spirit originally. With what he did artistically to kind of convey certain things, that's if Alan Moore said he's not influenced by Eisner, then he's a fucking liar.
well, yeah, I mean they all were, and then it just goes to show that just everything's influenced by what it was. Like Alan Moore, really liked Golden Age DC stuff. He talks about that, and that's really what Watchmen was like a commentary on the Golden Age DC heroes.
Well, he actually wanted to use a lot of them, but he couldn't because of some other ownership
I think
rights.
the story was that DC bought these properties for these characters, and he wanted to make this comic with them, but they thought it was like too gritty or too self. Whatever it was, like too gritty and too
violent
or whatever to use his characters.
It changes the nature.
He just changed them slightly and made up new names for them.
It would be like making Batman gay, and it would be too much for people.
Funny enough, in Damien's Power Ranger script, one of the characters is gay, and I told him I don't know if the world's ready for a gay Power Ranger yet.
Really? Aren't they all gay? I mean.
That's what we all assume. I think he had the Blue Ranger was gay in his spec script. It really is a cool idea, and I hope we talk about it in one of our podcasts.
Well, we can talk about it on this one. I mean,
I'd rather him explain it.
Okay, be that as it may, you can have him on we can have him here. He's been here before.
We'll have him as the third guy on the show because he talked about he had a great time on your podcast when he was on here.
Yeah, it was fun.
So there was.
I like that dead silence. That's always good for radio because we're not on radio.
Dead silence is the best thing in radio. But I was going to say, I'm kind of, pitching my podcast here on your podcast. We don't even have a name for ours yet. But
that's fine. And when you have a link for it, I can put it in the.
I recorded it. I'm just going to send it over to Damien, and he's going to. I know now that we know this program that we've been using for this, we're going to try and use that.
The VodBurner?
The Vod, because I was just using Audacity to fucking record it. So.
Yeah, I don't like that. VodBurner does work, but you have to make sure everyone who's using it has it, so you don't have to pay for it.
I think that's very fair. And but yeah, I'll definitely once we kind of get it going, we'll send you a link to it. It's basically like what we're fucking. You just kind of fuck around. What I like about those is me and Damien is we will go on tangents, and they're very natural tangents. We'll talking about like Transformers, then we'll go off to like Zero Dark 30, or we'll talk about like some video game. Or we try to I guess keep it as natural as possible.
No, that's what every podcast should be. I mean, I never
try to do.
I've never had one of these with like a script. Like, here's what I want to talk about. I just kind of just go and see what happens. Like tonight. But I think personally I need to wrap this up because
I think so. I'm seeing 2 hours on my thing, so we gotta.
Yeah, this is pretty long. I usually like to stop it at 1:30, but anyway. But we got to have you back, and everyone listening, I'm going to go ahead and when Fazio gives me the information, I'm going to put it on the special comments so you can check out his and Damien's stuff. And you're going to be Fazio versus the World at Anime Kanji?
Well, I mean, I still got to send in the apply, but I think it's a pretty good chance. I mean, just the fact that I've done Fanime and Anime Expo gives me a lot of clout to pretty much do the panel wherever I want. Okay. So it's most likely happening, but cross fingers and let's not jinx it.
And with that said, I'm going to now apply for my own little thing, and all I want to do is do like a 40-minute set. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to apply it at Anime Kanji, and I'll keep you guys updated, and I'm sure Fazio will on his podcast, and I'll name drop him a lot, and I guess he'll be on the show again in the future. The show. Yeah, this is a show. That's what this is. Where's my sponsors? I'm going to go ahead and plug Stamps.com. If you guys want another place other than Bill Burr to chalk your wares, I'm your man. Stamps.com. It makes things easy if you want to mail shit. All right. If you don't have anything else to say, I'm gonna go to sleep.
I think that's where I'm at. It's 2:00 in the morning.
I mean, I'm not gonna call my girlfriend and beat off or something, and then wake up and play some WoW or something. But yeah,
your fucking love life and shit.
Yeah, love. That's what that is. Okay, anyways, that was a great podcast. Nice having you on the show, Fazio. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of last Comic Standing Anime Expo back in 2010. And I am, you know who I am. If I have to repeat who I am, then fuck you. You're not paying attention. And with that said, good night, everybody. Okay, I think we're done.
Cool.
Okay, I have to make sure that this